So isolation is a form of gaslighting. When women isolate the kids when the relationship don't go a certain way, because that's how they can influence them. They can infuse insecurities and doubt about the father. It's through isolation. That's a tactic that all abusive people use when they want to try to retain control of something that they can't physically own. They try to isolate it away from others to possess it so it becomes what they want it to be. That's definitely foul business.
If it's some mothers in here, bro, please stop. Please let your child see their father, especially if they a good father. Let your child see their father. If y'all just don't know, that ruins us inside. Like, it ruins us bad. Like, our relationship, like, we have to grow up with this. And this gonna forever be a story of our lives growing up without our father. Like, if you got a child right now and you're literally keeping them away from their father, you ruin the kid's life.
Well, I do this because it is. I'm hustling like this. Okay. But I know why those children didn't like their daddy now.
It's not gonna come back good on you. They gonna always have this hatred towards you. You feel me? For you keeping them. But if you like keeping them away from a father for a good reason, like he a drug addict or something like that, or he just can't get right, then yeah, I understand. But if he's a good father, let the man see his child for sure. Like, for real, like, let him see his child, because I'm telling you, we need our father figures. You feel me? We need our father figures. We love our mom. We love y'all to death. We love our mom so much, but we need our father figures. We need that, you know, that manly in our life. You feel what I'm saying? So
interesting. All right, now let's talk about, kind of in that same vein, making sure that both parents are able to get their visitations in. There's also this new 3 strikes rule for parents, right, who are trying to block visitation.
Yes. For people that don't understand how big a deal this is, I have law enforcement officers that can tell me what day of the month it is because of the calls they get from the non-custodial parents who show up to see their children and have doors slammed in their face, are told they're not here, I don't know where they are, you're not going to see them. And these are parents who are up to date on their child support. They have custody orders that say you are to see your child on this day. Some drive 3 and 4 hours to see their children, and they're refused.
My name is Robert Garza. I represent myself. Interference with child custody has been and always will be illegal. Violating a court order has been and always will be illegal. Accountability is coming, and with that change is SB 2794, the 3 strikes law.
And then when they call law enforcement and they show them the orders, they go, that's a civil matter. But the person just drove 3 or 4 hours for that one day that they get to see their children. What do they do then? They have to drive 3 or 4 hours back home without seeing their child. That civil matter does nothing. They already have court orders that say, I'm supposed to see my child. The time the children are with the custodial parent, it's the non-custodial parent coming to see them on their designated day, and they're being refused. It's men and women both, and it's disgusting that the children are being used as weapons for whatever happened at their divorce or their marriage.
You may remember that day a constituent of mine testified, and this happened to him repeatedly over and over and over again, and so many of the times that's exactly what happened.
The state and the courts should not be weaponized in a way to keep them out of your life.
Visitation.
Yes, and you know, it's really important for kids to have access to both of their parents and for them to visit with both parents. But what this is doing now is it's done to address it dovetails in with the alienation issues. It's done to address when one parent withholds the child from the other parent.
Despite Texas Penal Code 25.03, interference with child custody being classified as a state jail felony right now, it's rarely enforced. In San Antonio, police receive 1,000 interference custody calls each month. Multiply that over 1,200 cities, and that's over 1 million calls. Police departments spend hundreds of thousands in county and city tax dollars having to hire more police every first, third, and fifth week to respond to these violations they cannot enforce because there's no consistent tracking of repeat offenders. The 3 strikes law fixes this problem. First offense, 500, second offense, 500, and the third offense, the state jail felony, what it is right now.
To all my dads who are constantly being withheld from your children by the mom, starting September 1st, there's a law that goes into effect, I think specifically designed for you, so listen up. And for those that don't know, I'm a Texas attorney, so anything that I discuss on this TikTok only applies to Texas. Starting September 1st, 2025, on the 4th time that you hold her in contempt, baby, she going straight to jail, okay? Do not pass go, do not collect $200, straight to jail. Not only is she going straight to jail, this is going to be considered a material and substantial change. And on that 4th time, the court is giving you double makeup time.
For parent, if they are found in contempt for doing that 3 times, that can now be used to potentially remove that parent as the custodial parent.
Well, you polite savages, it seems like the great state of Texas has finally had enough with this toxic motherhood, parental alienation, systematic control over the children that we've been seeing, systematically breaking up happy homes, tearing fathers apart from their children over and over again. And of course, the ladies came with that same old tiredness. Well, if you really cared as much, you would fight for your kids till the end. Well, shut up, harlot, because this gentleman, Mr. Garza, not only fought, took it to the Texas State Senate and won. So now, guess what? There's a new law, a new sheriff in town, and if you got those 3 strikes, you're out. You're going to be held in contempt of court. Damn.
This gives district attorneys a record of bad behavior and violations to show the grand jury. It also gives law enforcement the only tool that they have for this type of bad behavior. The bill also modernizes outdated language by removing terms like custodial and non-custodial, which should be replaced with any individual or person, and eliminates confusion during enforcement. What this bill really accomplishes is closing the loopholes that allow habitual offenders that continually withhold children from the other parent with no accountability. It moves custody.
Of course, she has to pay your attorney fees and all expenses that you put out bringing this action. But I think this is a great law that goes into effect, especially those fathers who are constantly being withheld. And especially for those fathers who feel like every time I do go to court, the courts don't do anything, they slap her on the hand. The reason I really like this law, because in my opinion, it takes away the judge's discretion. And it basically puts it in the code that if this is her 4th time doing this, straight to jail.
Jail! It moves custody interference out of legal limbo into enforceable law. We must support the 3 strikes law. This bill gives courts, law enforcement, prosecutors the tools they so desperately need, and the children the protection they deserve.
I've seen firsthand what this criminal behavior can do to a family, especially the fathers and sons, separating them. And think about what the man has to go through, trying to fight everything with all of his will, trying to fight this system, trying to just be able to see something that is actually his right. Because you see, ma'am, this child just doesn't belong to you. It belongs to both of you. You both made him or her. And imagine the hubris and the hatred it takes to actually put your child in jeopardy, because we all understand that if a child has their father in the life, then in the areas of graduation and incarceration rates, it much favors a child with access to his father, whether it's a 2-parent household or just living with the father. So when you say it's all about the children and this is few and far in between, just understand one thing. If it was few and far in between, then a damn law wouldn't have been passed. You dig?
What? Feel what I'm saying? 80% of the jails, where? Single mother household. You know what I'm saying? Statistically proven. Statistically proven that a kid that's raised with a 2-parent does better than a kid that's raised with 1. Right. But a kid that's raised with a father statistically does better than a kid that's raised with his mother. So you're raising the same exact thing that you hate. This weak, feminine, beta male that you don't want to up.
Right. I'm saying, so please let your child see their father, especially if they're a great father. And if you are anything like me, and you're grown now and you have the chance to go find your father, and he actually like a good person, I advise y'all to go find y'all father and go talk to your father and catch up on times. Cause look, this life is short, bro. I understand that this life is short and you only get one father, you feel me? So I feel like I gained enough confidence to go actually speak to my dad and have a conversation with him and see like what he's been going through all these years without seeing me.
Now, check this. Withholds a child from another parent. This isn't just co-parenting drama. It's manipulation, and it robs a child of stability. And it poisons their view of love and family, and it plants seeds of confusion, guilt, and then self-blame. Your child is not a weapon or leverage. They should not be a pawn for revenge. So when you block a child from their mother or their father or their grandparents out of anger, you're teaching them that love is conditional, that relationships are disposable, and that their identity is something to be split in two. The damage shows up years later. Unless there's like real danger, cutting a parent out of a child's life is cutting the child in half. Like, a child deserves to have both parents who help shape their identity and show them love. When you withhold a child, you might feel like you've won, but the child is the one who loses every single time.
Polite savages.
You don't make up for your sins in the church. You do it in the streets. You do it at home. The rest is bullshit, and you know it.
Ladies, gentlemen, and polite savages, we are now about to embark on a journey sure to anger feminists and modern women alike. The only thing we can do is guarantee to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as we see it. So there's nothing else left to do but get on into it. Are you ready? Let's go. Well, you polite savages, let's get right into it. I can barely believe my eyes. I didn't believe what I was reading. First, the great state of Kentucky has started the default position of 50-50 custody. And now the state of Texas, the great state of Texas, the Lone Star State, home of the old school Oilers, the Texans, and the Dallas Cowboys, has literally done the exact thing that most men absolutely needed them to do. They've decided to put a 3 strikes and you're out policy and parental alienation, making it that if a lady, a mother, or any parent decides to withhold the child, break the court orders 3 times, that they can actually get a felony and go to jail. So what does this mean? This means basically all the games are over, the slipping and sliding, because we know that Texas is not going to play with the enforcement and they will throw you up under the jail. And this is finally something, I say it again, finally something that actually benefits the children. And the sisterhood is upset, angry, can't stand it. But guess what?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.